Hello, you're back with the Single Malt Review. Dave and Tim here for our second video of 2020. Now, Christmas has just gone by, but the gifts just keep on giving and coming. Long-time friend of the show, Ian Holmes, has sent us a couple of absolute treats from his home of Canada. And first up, it is something I've not tried before. This is, of course, not Canadian, just that it's come to us via Canada. It is Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. We've done Jack Daniel's Single Barrel before in miniature back at the end of 2018. However, this is the barrel proof, the full 12-inch of Tennessee whiskey. It is a whopping 129.7 proof or 64.85 ABV. Yeah. This is as weapons grade as you can get.
It is the
Tennessee whiskey.
It's the whole footlong of Jack Daniel's in here. It is whoppingly strong here, but I suppose that should be of surprise to nobody, given how American whiskey is aged. I thought I had somehow found a distillation date on here, but I must have dreamt that because I can only find the barrel number, which I could not look up. I did try, and the bottling date, which was a couple of years ago. So I thought I had an age for this. I do not. So never mind. At least I didn't give a wrong one. But we can be 100% sure that this is, as far as the website is to be believed, completely unmodified, straight from the cask to the glass. Yeah. So
when we tried the full core lineup of Jack Daniel's whiskies years ago, it was the standard, I think it was 50% ABV. Oh, it was just before you bought that one. I've in fact got to take a chance to use. I've had on my shelf for years this lovely Jack Daniel's whiskey glass, and I've never actually had Jack Daniel's out of it. This was a gift from a dear friend on my 21st birthday, I believe, and I've used it for many whiskies, but never for a good old Jackie D. So, time.
Ready to just be shot in a hotel room. Or rather, you take the shot and you get shot later after the deal goes wrong, presumably. Anyway, that's what it always brings me to mind of. They are very cute and very robust wee glasses as well. That looks properly droppable.
It is sturdy, the internal volume is surprisingly small. It is just
all
that thick.
Set for
much
that
like your other elegant absolute
it's a bit
lamp of a bottle there.
It's kind of deco to me, but oh well, make of that what you will. History with us and the old JDs. We did try the range in a sampler pack of a bunch of wee minis, and I think our takeaway was that we just wish there was a bit more sort of whiskey going on. So much of it was 40%, and so much of it, it was all filtered because that's how the Lincoln County process do, which I won't rattle off yet again because we've been there and it's very easy to look it up. But it is, in a nutshell, a filtration process which occurs, information is muddy, but it occurs during the distillation, not after, otherwise you'd lose the colour and so forth. So this ideally should solve our problem, because the one we like the most by a long shot, the one where it sort of actually started speaking our language as craft full-strength whiskey drinkers, was the single barrel. But that was only at 100 proof. That was a mere tiddling 50% ABV, not like this monster here. So this has everything going for it. We'll just have to see how it performs.
Yeah, so that is an impressive colour. It's the hue of a rather strong, rather old.
That's getting into that sort of mahogany. You'd probably call that one.
A delicate caramelly toffee nose.
Yeah, it's not. It's a bit, but it's not completely blow your nose off. Yeah. Strong, even on this particularly hot day, which we're still suffering under.
And a little bit of wood and also smoke.
Yeah, actually I say that if you get too close to the fire, it will blow you up, but never mind, we'll do it chemically. And it's almost, and this makes sense, because of the very, very light body nature of Tennessee whiskey, spirit, it's almost completely wood driven. It's just a smorgasbord of all things American white oak. There's just vanilla first and foremost. There's just like a podium for vanilla on here, caramel. And the things you normally get in, say, bourbon are there, but they're kind of very much supporting. Whereas bourbon is super duper spicy, typically. This has spice, but it's way, way further in the back, coming in kind of late in the nose. It's really all about those super duper primary flavours of vanilla, and not so much. Are you getting coconut? I'm not getting.
Not a great deal. Is
no,
it maybe a hint of? Oh, probably possibly a little bit of Bounty Bar there. So slight hint of milk chocolate. And
I think the coconut is in here, but it's a more subtle flavour than the others, and so it's getting a bit smothered. I think if it was a lighter bodied spirit, or more typically a used cask, which we're probably not going to see with American whiskies, that's when the coconut comes out. But yeah, this is pretty extreme in terms of its like ice cream topping type stuff.
Before we dive in and taste it, just for anyone who's keeping track at home, this is a November 2017 bottling, and it is barrel number 17-7966. So make of that what you will. That may mean something to some of you.
Another digit on there, didn't it? Rick number L3. If you want to, I don't know, stand
where it's been standing,
where
it's been shelved. Okay.
If you want to stand there and age yourself a few minutes, you can get the experience, I suppose. So good on them for putting all the info there. Would have loved a jolly distillation date. You'd think if you could put the jolly Rick number on there, you could put a distillation date, but never mind. Okay, possibly the most lethal of all danger sips, undiluted. Here it comes.
Oh, wow. That is a good, hearty, warm prickle, but not overpowering. There is a good whiskey flavour coming from underneath it. It is subtle, it's smooth, it's quite gentle.
That kind of... That's really interesting. That doesn't burn on the tongue. That just burns my insides.
It lights up the esophagus.
I'm feeling the burn kind of starts here and then just carries on. You don't normally get, you don't usually feel your stomach burning, but I do just a little bit drinking this one. I think the fact that I've been having maybe nothing but coffee for most of this afternoon has not helped, but that's pretty wild. But very interesting that it doesn't really light up the tongue. It doesn't smother my taste buds. Like I could have another sip right now, none the worse for wear.
There is a good lashing of vanilla and maple syrup on the tongue. There is a taste of there's plenty of wood coming through and some charcoal smoke.
Yeah. I get... This is all coming to form one dessert oddly clearly, because I think I've probably had it twice in my entire life, not being from where it comes from. Pecan pie.
Right.
Is what this is speaking to me of. Sort of a really sweet, syrupy, slightly toasty, nutty, sticky kind of a pudding here.
I love a good pecan pie. This isn't evoking that image for me, but in the end its taste is subjective, so...
Now, I could put water in here, and I probably should put water in here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do the other thing, because I brought with me my adulteration gear here. Oops. You might actually have an ice cube problem going. Oh no, I suppose you can decant from one to the other. But this, I feel, is... If there was ever a whiskey that this wouldn't be super sacrilegious to do, Jack Daniel's purists might say it probably is. But never mind. I think this will serve dual function here. It will give us a bit of dilution, but sort of in increments, and it will cool down what's a pretty hot beast of a whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh, cream.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That's like having your ice cream warm somehow, or having it cold. I think this whiskey loves to be cool.
It's doing interesting things to a flavour too. I'm getting a lot of spices now, and also some cereals. Again, tastes of corn, of cornflakes, maybe even some oats.
There's less outright sweetness. There is licorice now. Quite a lot of licorice, even in the nose as well. It makes me wonder if it wasn't there all along and it just needed that little bit of dilution to kind of separate things apart and bring it together. This is, really pretty licoricey. And distinctly more spicy. There's a bit of clove now, a bit of cinnamon. It's going in a bit more of a typical bourbon direction with it. I suspect not so much the ice, but the water, the presence of the water is doing it. But that temperature, this is so refreshing.
It is a perfect drink for sipping slowly on a hot day.
Yeah, delectable. Although the ice kind of gives you a time limit on that one, but it doesn't matter. That is just delicious. That one.
Yes.
This is how I'm going to be ranking it. I think this is its its prime form for this one. This is what the score is going to be. This is going to be Jack Daniel's single barrel cask strength with an ice cube. So make that a joinder to your opinions of the score. But I think this is really rather lovely. It's very, very lovely. In fact, this, in terms of keeping in mind this is compared to other American whiskies we tried, I think this is an 89. This is just so much more substantial than anything we tried from Jack Daniel's. If we lined this up with Gentleman Jack, it would be like drinking a weak tea in comparison of this. There was just so little going on. It was just so clean, so polite, so buttoned up. This is just, rips its shirt off, flip the table. This is unadulterated. It's a big, proper, hairy beast of a whiskey, and it's pretty tasty.
Yeah, it is indeed. I'm of a similar opinion. This is actually an 89 for me as well. It is elevated above the other Jack Daniel's we tried due to that concentration, just the added intensity that it's got. It's not just more alcohol, it is more flavour in more condensed form. So it's just more of the same, only even better.
Anyway, so there you have it. That is they probably do some real custom stuff, but we'll assume this is more or less the pinnacle, the peak of Mount Daniel's here. And I think finally really starting to speak our language here. This is something I truly, truly enjoy and can appreciate properly. I can drink Jack with in a tumbler with ice, fine, whatever, until that aeroplane flight is over, but this is real whiskey, and much, much better than their other options. So, thanks again to Mr. Holmes, Whiskey Hero. He's not even done yet. He has truly outdone himself for the new year. We've got something that's, I think, maybe has never graced the shores of New Zealand before. Yeah. So, stick around for that one. That will be coming up next. Slanger, I hope the new year is going well for everybody. It certainly is for us here. We will be right back.